That's who I am. That's what I bring to partners, to friends, to family, to anyone who needs my support is I genuinely want to help them. And I feel like that is not a weakness, that is a strength of mine. It's personal for me. What I do is very personal. And I used to think that that was a weakness, but actually now I think it's a strength. So a lot of people ask me why I left the brand side when I was very successful in the brand side and working, for as an executive for companies. And what I tell them is that because I want to help brands that are who I used to be. I want to help brands that are either in the startup phase or at a phase where they're stagnant and they need someone like myself who built a brand with a team, with a beautiful team, from the ground up. And I know that that wasn't easy because I was in it and I was in some ways you learn on the job even when you go to college and get your degree and there's only so much you can learn in that environment and then you actually have to have that on the job training and you need to be in those scenarios where you can apply different ways of solving problems and different ways of moving the business forward. And I can just tell you I'm having these conversations a lot with my daughter right now because she's in her first year of college. She's studying business and marketing. And, she continuously tells me how she wants to have it figured out. Of course, most parents would say, just wait, just enjoy. And I do. I say, enjoy this time you're at. But I love that she is proactively forward thinking and recognizing that this is an investment for our family to send her to college and that she wants to make the most of it. And she wants to come out and be able to participate in this economy. And she wants to be able to have a successful job or company, whatever path she ends up taking. And so when she asked me, what do you think, mommy? Do you think that I would learn more in college? Or, if I just hired you as a consultant, maybe for the same amount? And I would say it would be way less expensive for me to teach you what you need to know to be successful in business. But there is an opportunity for you to grow up for the next 4 years, mature. There's an opportunity for you to learn new disciplines, not just around playing sports, because she does play soccer in college, but around the discipline of having to be in class, having to be on your own, having to hit your GPA to be able to qualify to play sports. Just really being able to be independent and grow up into an adult. And that's to me what I think college is. And I also think the most important reason why I am an advocate of college, and it's not for everyone. There are some people that skip it and I have no problem with that, and I would never not hire someone because they didn't go to college. If they had the experience, I would hire them in a heartbeat. It's not really about that for me, but I will just say it does teach you how to learn so that when you are young and in the job market, you're at least able to bring in a discipline of learning and being able to find answers. And so I've hired some of my most successful people right out of college as an intern, and they've come into a full-time role. One specifically, I won't name her name. It's a very positive thing, but just to protect her because she may not want to be talked about on a podcast, but I will just say she was incredible. I talk about her to this day. I mention her to my husband all the time. Do you remember so and so? And she was just so exceptional. I would sit in my office, I would tell her the vision. Here's what I'm thinking. She would leave and she would come back and she'd bring my vision to life, whatever it was, whatever deliverable it was. She would bring it to 90% of what it needed to be. And then we would re-engage and then she would bring it to 100%. And I would say to her, how do you do that? And she said, I've learned how to learn. I learned how to learn. And that's what I bring. I bring that more really important. Plus, she was very savvy. She was ahead of her time, kind of an old soul. She was an amazing person who wanted to learn. So the reason I'm bringing that up and the reason I called this it's personal for me because what I do is very personal. It's not just about helping the large brands who have resources. They have the resources. It's about helping brands that maybe don't have those resources get better and make sure that they are successful in their business. It is about helping brands that maybe aren't new startup brands, but are brands that have hit a stagnant point and they have missed some of those important frameworks that I have implemented in brands and I know bring long term success. It is about being able to meet brands where they are and add value in a way that is attainable for them so that they can reach the success that they deserve. Because I tell you, it feels so personal when I meet with entrepreneurs. I feel like I am one of them. I actually start thinking this company feels like it's mine. When I dive into their financial numbers, when I dive into their metrics, when I start listening to, I sit in on meetings with their partners, I feel like I'm part of their team and I want to solve the problem as though it was me signing the back of a check. You don't really do that anymore, but you know what I mean. I feel like it is me. And that is, I think, the best asset and the best sort of that's who I am. That's what I bring to partners, to friends, to family, to anyone who needs my support is I genuinely want to help them. And I feel like that is not a weakness, that is a strength of mine. I think, it's personal for me what I do because I do it because it's my passion. My passion is helping people move forward when they are stuck, whether it's in their business or whether it's in their personal life, to share my story, to share my lessons, to share the shortcuts, to make things so simple that people can do it on their own and they don't need me. And I love that. I wish I had someone like me. I wish podcasts were a thing. I wish YouTube was a thing when I was growing a business because I had to skin my knee, learn on the job, hire consultants, some good, some not so good, and take that and make it work for the business. I couldn't learn this way. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. These conversations with my daughter have been amazing. She had a project where she had to answer questions for her business, one of her business classes. And she said, every question they asked was, who do you think is going to be the most influential in your ability to be successful when you're finished with your degree? And she'd say, my mom, because she knows the business. And she'd say, my mom, because she had no resources. She didn't have the resources I had. So if my mom can do it, I know I can do it because I have been blessed with resources that she did not have. She talks about it as though it's so clear for her that, she is in a position of strength because I worked so many years for so hard and built, a life that she's enabled to go to college and get her degree and be able to hopefully get out of college and have a vision for her life. She's talking about what her vision is, what makes her what where her passion is. She wants to do something that, really drives her. She's saying things that I don't even think I thought of when I was her age. She's 18 years old and she has adults telling her, just slow down, enjoy the process. And she's like, no, I want to start my life. I want to get through college, enjoy it, but I want to start my life and I want to have a plan. I don't want to get to my junior year and feel I missed the mark and I've got to go back and take courses so I can actually make sure I'm on track for my junior and senior year of college. So she's way ahead of the curve for most people. And I actually don't think she's an anomaly. I think there are many, many young adults that are in school that are recognizing that this is a gift to be able to have this 4 years to learn in an environment and to build some of the disciplines and skill sets. And then they're also enabled by things like YouTube and podcasts and people like myself who I mentor startups and I love to mentor startups. That's what and honestly is really what I'm super passionate about helping startups. And then I love working with brands that I'm able to plug in and make, some modest, changes and their business starts to move and they start to have faith again and they see really the why of why their business looks like it does or why they've kind of come to a point where they're like, how do I get from here to there? And I can identify those constraints. That's why this is called Conquer Your Constraints, because I don't think it's about going in and solving everything. It's about identifying what are those key things? What is that one thing? If I move that needle, what is that one thing that if I can solve that with them, that will move their business forward until they hit that next constraint? Because there will always be some constraints. If you are building a business, a viable business, you will hit constraints, but it's understanding that you can solve for those and then remove them and then move forward and get more success. And so there are some fundamental framework works that I talk about on these YouTubes because I want to give you as much information. If you already have a team, but you're not where you need to be, you can leverage this content to move your team forward. You can leverage this content to scratch that itch and say, Kelly mentioned something that really resonated with me. I'm going to go back in and look at that. You can leverage this. And that's why I do it because it's personal for me. I want to reach as many entrepreneurs as I can. And I want to make sure that I can help them exactly where they are. And I want to make sure that I inspire, young, entrepreneur. I think my daughter has an entrepreneurial spirit, but she has a spirit for wanting to start her life, which I love. And I want to reach them too. I want to let them know and give them a fast track. So while they're in college, they can leverage my content as well to learn more about how they can be successful when they start their brand, how they can make sure they're not skipping those pivotal steps that brands skip that get them into situations where um, they're not successful, or they end up, not being around. So when you watch my content, I want you to know this. It's very personal for me, and I really care about your success, and I really want you to be successful. And so any questions that you have, if you want to put those in the notes, I'm always willing to answer those. And I'm really excited to continue to bring you quality content that I know will personally and professionally change your business. And so I will leave you that. This is a short one, but I just wanted to kind of say that because I really believe that, I'm in this for the right reasons. And that if you continue to follow me and you continue to learn, you will see that as well. You'll find these nuggets. And I'm really excited for your journey. I care about your business. I want to hear more about your business. So if you want to share anything, you can either follow me on Instagram. You can also just put things in the notes. And I would love to hear more about your business and any constraints you have. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon.